going live. I've got some earbuds in. Hope they're working. I did check before I get live. Okay, so I'm here outside Reading Station. I can swing around to you. You can see the entrance to there. I am hanging around a station that I've been to a lot of times. I've done some research in Reading. I've reported from here, and I used to come here before. I now have been here for a while, having a look at what some of the issues are in the town for the local townsfolk, people who work here, people who live here, and also commute here, travel here to work. And it's been extensive. There've been a lot of problems I've had to look into. And I've been told that most of them have to do with security. Most of the issues that I've looked at in Reading have to do with the issue of security, which is becoming an increasingly important as well as influential sector worldwide. It is something that is the same anywhere people want to do it. Security is not your or my idea. It's an objective fact, it's a reality. And as more parts of the world want the same things, security becomes ever more important. A lot of people have a role directly or indirectly in security. It is not just about the people who have to be visible in a store, in a building, at the door, or in an office manning terminals. It's also about those who survey, assess the safety of everybody who enters and exits the building, anybody who comes onto the premises, anyone that even has anything to do with the building itself, even just phoning in regularly to a particular location can make you of interest to people who study security and also look into breaches of security, which is a hugely relevant subject, isn't it, with weapons factories being invaded by so-called protesters, with town and city squares being taken over, as some say, by street crime, with public buildings coming under attack, with material damage resulting, apparently, because of causes, political causes. That's what we're led to believe by those who do it, but we have to look behind the message, and even we have to look into the backgrounds of the people who are involved to understand what the real motive is. A public building like the main building of the MOD in Whitehall could draw anyone from any part of the globe with any type of motivation for any reason. It doesn't need to be the one that somebody states on the day. It could be a private interest. It could be a regional problem, somewhere that the MOD, if you can believe, has been before, somewhere in the world, or even somebody here in the United Kingdom that wants to agitate against somebody in particular, or just the role that the MOD has to play. The military can't really be replaced. Defense can't really be replaced. The new thing would be about defense. The new thing would be a military. It's still the same issue if we look at it on the surface level, in terms of fighting, procurement, and strategy. It's still the same issue for somebody. Sometimes we have to look behind what we can see and hear immediately to try to find out the reasons why people are here. And after the problem has been, we are the taxpayer, we are the graduates, we are the parents, we are the worshippers, we are the leisure seekers, the pleasure seekers. We are the people who have built this up. We've taken it on after generations. We're passing it on. We're the people that are supposed to stay. And so the work of security is centered around us. It is here for us. And if we pay in, if we invest in its activity, we get a lot out of it. We get our right to stay here. Rights have to be paid for as well. We can't guarantee it by having one of our own say that we own it. Sometimes we have to pay to prove it. We have to secure what we've got as well, because people come and they try to use their version of force, which is a criminal type of intent. So this is something that security experts cover. They study this, they correct it, they look for flaws, and they try to promote the fixes that work, the types of security that are more appropriate for a particular person or even a particular place, like a venue. So it's a lot of thought goes into it. It isn't an issue of getting guns. It's not a problem or fences. There's a lot of thought that goes in the welfare, the well-being of people um, that are the concern of security, because there are some rudimentary, primitive, even cheaper forms of security that actually have side effects, just like some dodgy medicine. Some ways of securing people have their side effects, their shortcomings, if you like, and it doesn't really. The better forms, um, and those are the types, however, that are like that because they've really been developed with a lot of attention to detail carefully by people that want to be an expert in making that sort of security product. Like a bit of software that we install later, they want to make sure they can put it into the building, into the venue, even into your home, to make sure that you really are safe. It's not fake, not making you feel better, but it actually is working in the way that it should. And I think that's been one of the main issues here in Reading, understanding more about what's needed in a modern, large, vibrant town setting, on the back of some of the things that we know have been happening in the world that sometimes intersect with where we live. Not every part of the UK. Some parts have more problems than others in terms of these overlapping criminal activities that need to be looked at and need to be pulled apart so that people can be safe. And that's gone on here in Reading. It's important to keep somewhere like this safe, that this transport hub, this terminal isn't being misused, and that the people that are using it are not being abused. It's important to keep office towers like these safe so that people here get some economic benefit. They derive value from what's going on inside them, directly and indirectly. These need to pay off as well. And people that challenge our welfare, our safety, our well-being are able to sap that value too. So it's very important that these things are kept in mind, that any technology is fair, that it's relevant. This is just a town, remember. This is an English town. It's somewhere that doesn't really need to be Fort Knox, doesn't need to be a gated and walled prison. It doesn't really need heavy installations, does it? Unless there's something vital and sensitive going on here. It doesn't really need to overpower people, but it needs to manage people. It needs to control some of those situations that unfold where we live.